Are we filming? Cut.
No, cut.
Sorry guys, was too excited. Let's start over. Hey guys, my name is Brianna. I'm currently an IT major. I am making a short video to give you some more knowledge as to what I'm learning in my classes. We will be expanding on the teachings of technology, more so computer science, and how it ties into society even when we least expect it to. Technology has impacted our lives with greater convenience, improved access to information, and revolutionized how to monitor our working spaces. Though many of us are not familiar with using technology, most of us still do not know the skills, sweat, and tears that were put to develop apps, maintain a business network, or even the back end of operation of wiring. But aren't you curious though? We all want to thrive in tomorrow's world, right? Well, let's get started. We'll be focusing on 3 correlations of computer science. By the end of the video, you will know what is the aspects of computer science, programming, MIT and how it works, networking, specifically spanning tree, what is physics with IT, and electricity explained. Those who are developing tech skills now are certainly moving ahead of the competition, learning and expanding on their skills. We lack on distributing that knowledge among each other. Great leaders must step up. As an individual, I believe that burden of being considered a destitute must never affect one to learn the understanding of technology's impact and power. Computer science is computing in addition to their theoretical and practical applications such as mathematics, logic, and software. Computer programming is a process of designing and building an executable computer program to show the efforts on solving problems with computers by coding and finding different ways to solve solutions. Now, imagine yourself in your favorite game or program, whether that be your Xbox, your iPhone, your PC. Can you imagine an animated version of yourself in an app? Or having an app named after you, doing whatever you wanted it to do, or to share anything that you wanted to share? Well, as much as exciting it may sound, creating one is definitely fun and challenging. Nowadays, businesses of all kinds, whether small, medium, or large, are taking advantages of customized business apps as it helps them to stay competitive and increase productivity. Advertising is probably the most common and easiest to implement when it comes to free app making money. But of course, there are many different apps that you can do, such as gaming apps, collecting and selling data, brand surveys, translators, and etc. Many more. So, depending on how complex and creative your app may be, to satisfy the customer or yourself, you can generate an average income of $5,000 per month creating an app. Now, aren't you more curious as to how to make an app? Well, using a tool called MIT A12 Companion, you can make one for free. MIT focuses on 7 big ideas: creativity, abstraction, data, algorithms, programming, internet, and global impact. 1 will create applications by dragging and dropping components into a design view using 2 main editors, Design Editor and Block Editor. The purpose of Design Editor is to drag and drop user interface applications. The purpose of Block Editor is used to visualize the layout of the logic of the app by using block colorful codes. These blocks look like puzzle pieces. You will be able to shape and design your own system and by testing it out on an Android to see the outcome of your app. This platform is fun and easy to understand. It is a leverage to solve real worldwide problems. You should have a go at it. We will be now moving on to networking. Networking is a group of computers that use a set of common communication protocols over digital interconnections for the purpose of sharing resources located on or provided by the network nodes. You will be able to connect two or more devices that will support and communicate with each other in a swift flow. An easy and affordable platform that is used by my pupils and I is called Cisco. It is committed to creating and implementing innovative solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. We are able to scale and replicate proven solutions. Using Cisco expands one's knowledge of networking on a whole new level. Now, imagine that your company has caught up in a loop that is blocking links in an internet network. If you have blocked links, it's probably from a service of active links failures. To prevent this, you can use the spanning tree protocol, which we have been doing in Cisco. This protocol ensures that it is a loop-free topology from any bridge Ethernet local network. And if any IT majors are listening to this, you would know loops are deadly. Now looking at the diagram, imagine these were switches. Each switch has their own MAC address. We must now elect a route. To elect a switch, you need to select by priority. Based on the switch ID, priority is a number from 0 to 65535 and comes in multiples of 4096. You must note that every switch has a default of priority, which is 32768. Now look again on the diagram. We have now found our root switch, which is A. You may be wondering how. Well, because this switch has the lowest ID. Now, after locating which one is our root switch, the other switches are known as root ports. These switches are known to be the shortest distance to the root and also has low ID. As shown, the red dots are the tag designated, which is always at the end of each root port. Now looking at the diagram, it has changed. We have now hid the connections which were blocked and got a spanning tree protocol, as you can see. The switches that are left are known to be the shortest path to the root, and if one switch goes down, we can easily reopen it again. We'll now be going into physics information technology, and more so electrostatic in electricity. Electrostatic, as the name implies, is the study of stationary electric charges. For example, so that you can visualize it, a rod of plastic rubbed with fur or a rod of glass rubbed with silk will attract small pieces of paper and is said to be electrically charged. The charge on plastic rubbed with fur is defined as negative, and the charge on glass rubbed with silk is defined as positive. When an object is rubbed with a charged rod, the object shares the charges, so that both have a charge of the same sign. In contrast, charging by indication gives the charge opposite that of the charged rod. Electrically charged objects have several important characteristics. Like charges repel one another, that is, positive repels with positive and negative repels with negative. Unlike charges attract each other, that is, positive attracts negative. Charge is conserved. A neutral object has no net charge. If the plastic rod and fur are initially neutral, when the rod becomes charged by the fur, a negative charge is transferred from the fur to the rod. The net negative charge on the rod is equal to the net positive charge on the fur. I hope you're following. A conduct is a material through which electric charges can easily flow. An insulator is a material through which electric charges do not move easily, if at all. An spectroscope is a simple device used to indicate the existence of charge. Now, after hearing a bit more about electrostatic, I challenge you to try my example out and see if the charges attract or repel. Before I end off the video, I would like to give you a little bit more information as to how information technology connects with sociology. Many sociologists study the social interactions that result and how they are impacted by different technologies and how technology affects culture, social organizations, and social relationships, but also how individuals, groups, and organizations use and modify technologies for their own purpose. I will be focusing on two challenges that link both technology and sociology together. As with any improvement to human society, not everyone has equal access. Technology, in particular, often creates changes that lead to ever greater inequality. In short, the gap gets wider faster. This technological stratification has led to a new focus on ensuring greater access for all. There are two forms of technological stratification. The first is differentiated class-based access to technology in the form of the digital divide. This digital divide has led second form a knowledge gap, which is, as it sounds, an ongoing and increasing gap in information for those who have less access to technology. Simply put, students in well-founded schools receive more exposure to technology than students in poorly funded schools. Those students with more exposed gain more proficiency, which makes them far more marketable and an increasingly technological-based job market, and leaves our society divided into those with technological knowledge and those without. Even as we improve access, we have failed to address an increasingly embedded gap in e-readiness and the ability to sort through, interpret, and process knowledge. As you grasp all this information, I would like to emphasize on one more thing, which is something that really stands out for me as an IT scholar. The world is becoming a much better place with advanced technology, and the role of women can never be overemphasized. In the world built today, women played important roles in the information technology sector, but the ratio of men compared to women of the sector is probably 80 to 20%. With that percentage, women need to set their focus into achieving more in this section. We seek more women to work in this sector. Women have to prove that gender equality in information technology is a must. There are several women in the information technology sector that work in groups. Examples are the Django Girls, Python Women, and Andela Girls, etc. We seek women that can shape our technology world. Don't you agree? And though it is known as a fact that coding really takes time and patience, energy, and focus in understanding, these must not lead us to shutting our doors, but should motivate us in putting our extensive hands-on training. Women need to show that there is no sector they can't work with. The world is at large to encourage more women to work in this section. After hearing me out, I would like you to make a difference by simply sharing what I've taught you today on computer science and the extra on how it connects with sociology with a friend. It doesn't matter race, gender, or meager.